Hey, happy 4th of July, everybody, and welcome to This Week in Dioramas. I am your host, TechChucker. If you aren't familiar with how this show operates, every week I go through Instagram looking for the coolest looking dioramas, and I showcase them right here on the show. If you'd like to be showcased in a future episode, all you gotta do is upload your diorama pictures to Instagram and tag them with the hashtag ThisWeekInDioramas. We've got an awesome showcase of 2 dioramas for you, and then we got a bit of a change. We're not doing Wednesday or Friday episode, and we're not doing weekday episodes for the coming couple of weeks. Not because I want to get rid of it, but I just need some extra time to get prepared. We've got some travel coming up. Work has been busy, so we're just going to Saturdays going forward for a few weeks so that I have some extra time to do other stuff. Then we'll likely get back to the weekday episodes. The other thing I wanted to talk about is Happy Independence Day. For those of you who are living in the United States, citizens of the US, I'm assuming you're probably not watching when this thing is going live because you're probably hanging out with your friends and family. Maybe you're grilling, doing a little barbecue, getting ready for some awesome fireworks, hopefully the weather's gonna hold. But for those of you who aren't living in the United States, which happens to be a large number of my viewers, aren't actually from the United States. I hope that you guys can still appreciate what we here in the United States appreciate about our Independence Day. I think it's one of the most important celebrations, not just for this country, but for the world writ large. I know that there's a lot of debate and a lot of, I guess, anger about this country. And without getting into politics or anything, I just want to talk about how much this country means to me and why I think it's so important that people appreciate this country. Knowing that there are certainly pitfalls and negatives and failures and whatnot about this country. Even with all of that, this country has brought up so many people to be able to be successful, to have the best life that they can have, and I appreciate that so much. I appreciate the people that came before me that fought and lost their lives so that I could have this super comfortable life where I'm doing these little YouTube videos for people around the world. And that wouldn't necessarily be possible without things like our Constitution and the fact that the United States has specifically said with the First Amendment that I have the right to say what I want, whether it's true or not. In almost all scenarios, I have the right to be able to say whatever I want. I don't know of any other country that technically has a constitutional right that says I can do that. And what's more important is the United States did not give me that right. The Constitution is there to say we acknowledge that every human has this God-given right. We are simply going to protect it. And that's what the Second Amendment is for. To say every human has the right to protect their family, to protect against a tyrannical government, along with so many of the other amendments within the Constitution. The Bill of Rights is what makes this country the best country in the world, because we've brought up through economic prosperity, through rights prosperity, the fact that so many people can live outside of poverty, the fact that our poverty now is richness compared to what a rich person used to be back in the 1800s, the 1700s. So even with all of the blemishes that this country has in its past and its current, you know, there's plenty of blemishes, that sins that this country has to atone for. But I still think that this country is the best country in the world. Not even just to live in. It is the best for the world. You might disagree, and that's okay. This is not intended as any kind of my country is better than yours, even though I'm basically saying that. But it's not me saying your country is bad. It's not any of that. I'm just appreciating the country that I live in, and I appreciate what the flag represents. It represents all of us, and we'll talk about that a little bit near the end. I don't want to get too much further into this. I hope that everybody enjoys this 4th of July with their friends and family if you're able to. If you're across the pond, if you're in Canada or whatever other country, I hope you enjoy this day. I hope that you appreciate the rights that you have, and I hope that you appreciate the rights that your country provides you. But more importantly, I hope that you understand that you have human rights that aren't given to you by any country. You have rights that are meant for you, that you've earned simply for being. And we all need to appreciate and realize that, and take a step back to realize that no government gives anybody rights. Government either takes rights or protects rights. There's my 2 cents. We're gonna get into the showcase because that is what you guys are actually here for, not to hear me preaching about how awesome my country is. So let's jump right on into this week's showcase. We're gonna start off first with DB Dioramas. Now this is a small, relatively simple diorama. They're calling it Mountain Diorama Up for Sale. That's not what they're calling it. It's not. Let's back up. It is a mountain diorama that is up for sale. It's a simple piece, like I said, but it looks really, really cool. And this is something that I think everyone should build something like this, just to have in their repertoire, to have something simple to display with, but this is even better because you can use it for photographs. Something like this you can throw in and immediately you have a great shot. I love the sculpt work. It looks really, really nice. All of the angles and what have you are looking just top notch. And then you've got this nice grass up on the top, which is an excellent place to be able to stand up your figures. Now, this isn't a criticism of the display. This kind of grass is going to make it hard for figures to stand up on, but I think it's worth it because it looks so cool. I just really love the way that that looks. Again, the sculpt work on here looks awesome. Very nicely done. It's been a little bit since I've showcased a DB Dioramas piece, so welcome back to the show. Always good to see you putting out some nice work. So there you have it. Let's move on to the next dio, if my computer will move on. This one's coming from Diorama Land. It's a 6-inch scale Mandalorian-based trooper transporter. Been so long since done any work. Well, this was 15 weeks ago, so I'm hoping that you've done some work since then. This is a really cool looking piece. I'm really digging the sculpt work that you did with this. The lines, there's a lot of great looking details sculpted throughout. This looks to be made out of probably some styrofoam, polyfoam. It looks awesome. I love the paint apps, especially right up here. It almost has a cartoon feel to it. And I just think you did a great job with it. It looks so good. Look at that. We've got some doors. Yeah, this is definitely foam. To make this out of foam, that is dedication. I am really digging on it. Great job on this piece. Great job to both of you. Stay tuned for Saturday's episode. Like I said, we're gonna have some longer Saturday episodes because we're joining it all together, not doing the weekday episodes. More importantly though, have a great 4th of July. I hope you all, whether you live in the United States or not, can enjoy and appreciate this day as much as we here in America can and should. The American flag represents us all. No matter what your beliefs are, that flag alone can be flown and you can use that flag to represent you. No matter who you are, no matter what you believe, that flag represents you. And I'll just make one last plea. Let the flag represent you. Let the American flag represent you. It doesn't have to be a negative. There's a lot of people saying a lot of things out there. But the American flag is meant to represent everybody. Whether I disagree with you or not, that flag can represent you. And it does. So let it. There's my preaching. Have a great day. I will see you guys on Saturday. Hit the like button, the subscribe button, all that stuff. I'll see you on Saturday.